So we are worldwide, right? We are leveraging digital heavily. We work with advertising platforms, Google, LinkedIn. We do some Facebook. I really like to have everything under one roof if I can. We do a lot of events, more of them digital, a little more flexibility, a little less costs, not only for us, but for the audience. But we do also in-person events, shows or industry-specific events where we'll be able to meet our target audience.
In this episode, I'm talking to Johan Abadie, CMO of ProcessMaker, a company that helps other companies automate skilled workers using AI. They work with companies like Sony Music, Coca-Cola, and Bridgestone. We're going to talk about number one, their top 3 marketing channels, ABM, digital ads, and events, both in real life and virtual. Number 2, why it's stupid and irresponsible to not use Google for demand capture. He calls it demand capture and not demand gen because you're capturing people at the time of demand. And number 3, we're gonna try to figure out things like how much do they make in revenue, how much money does a company or has a company raised, and lastly, how much Johan makes as the CMO of ProcessMaker. And if he can't answer a question, we both have to take a shot of hot sauce. Wish me luck, Martians. Hope you enjoy this one. Hello, Martians. Welcome back to another episode of Marketing on Mars. Today we have Johan Abadie. He's currently the CMO of a company called ProcessMaker. Basically, this company helps other companies automate skilled workers using AI, and I'm super excited because they're doing some interesting stuff, and they've raised some money. We'll try to get into everything. Johan, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me, Simon. Pleasure.
Where are you based right now? Where are you calling from?
Actually, I'm originally from France, but I live in Chicago, but I'm currently in France, actually, as we speak.
Oh, you're back in France. So it's like 10 p.m., 8 p.m. over there?
It's 8 p.m., yeah. It's 8 p.m.
But it's still bright outside?
It is bright outside. It's going to be bright probably until 9:30, yeah.
Holy smokes, that's amazing. Wow. How hot is it over there in France?
It's hot. It's quite hot right now, actually. It's about 90-ish. It was 90-ish today. It's pretty warm.
Oh my goodness, that is warm. Well, we're gonna get into everything related to your background, company, and everything. But before we do all of that, we have a tradition on the show where we start off the show with a shot of hot sauce. I have a wall of hot sauce behind me. And basically throughout the show, I just want to know everything about ProcessMaker. And I want to know about your background as well, how you grew, how the company grew. And I want to know all the secrets behind it. And every single time you cannot answer a question, we both take a shot of hot sauce together. I unfortunately don't have my light with me today. The production team is not here with me, but I will be getting a message from Sophie, our production manager, whenever she feels a question has not been answered. Honestly, okay. So I got a spoon with me. What are you gonna start off with today? What's your weapon of choice?
My weapon of choice, it's actually an Asian hot sauce, French version of an Asian hot sauce.
Okay. Le Voyage. Okay.
Yeah, I got just for you.
All right. Yeah, it looks like you ate like about 20% of that. Maybe you were testing out before the show. I got a hot sauce from Mexico called La Meridiana. Meridiana. And it's a habanero sauce. So we're going to start it off right. All right. I'm going to give myself a little pour.
So you're going to start with hot sauce already? Okay, man. Jeez.
Yeah, I know. And I don't know who decides these rules. My producers just.
I haven't answered wrong yet.
Cheers
to you. Oh man!
Wow. You already ate food today, right?
I did,
So
yeah. Thankfully.
yeah, I did not. I did not. So I'm going to be feeling this. I might just stay on habanero today, just for today. All
Oh
right. So
man.
Johan, I was very impressed with your background. One of the reasons why I wanted to bring you on, obviously, you've you've been in so many different roles. You started off as a research scientist, and then you moved into business development. You got into strategy a little bit, and then you became a COO, and you continue to just move into different areas. So many different areas. You worked in blockchain for a little bit, and now you're a CMO for a company called ProcessMaker that's based in the US. Your background has just changed so much. It's almost like you're recreating yourself so often. Tell us a little
Yeah.
bit about how you see your journey and your career and what led you to ProcessMaker.
It's continuous learning at all levels. I think that if you want to be successful, if you want to do what others might not be able to do quite as well, you have to be able to connect dots that no one else might be able to connect. And especially nowadays, if you don't keep learning, if you don't keep evolving, if you don't keep progressing, you're just gonna get on the sideways, seeing everything passing you by. So
Mm-hmm.
I like to touch everything. I like to take risks, try things that are out of my comfort zone, so that I can challenge myself and do something new, try something new. That's basically how I ended up in a foreign country working for different companies in different positions.
So did you? Because you also, so you left France, um, and you moved to Chicago,
Yep,
and then you worked in Bolivia
I
or
did.
something like that. Yeah, and then you moved back to Chicago,
That's right.
and now you're in the company is based in North Carolina, but
Yeah.
you're still in Chicago, right? You're predominantly in Chicago.
Correct, correct. So the story is, so I left France in, I'm old, I'm going to date myself, but I left France in 98, 1998, after business school. So I went to,
Mm,
I am a chemist originally. I went to business school and I wanted to learn English. So I got an internship with a chemical company in Chicago. It
mm,
was a startup. I held two jobs in a research park, enjoyed it, got a little tired of working with people from academia who didn't have much business sense. So I joined a company that did some open source hardware development. Love the idea of open source. Worked with them for a few years. We ran out of cash in 2008. Wasn't the best time to run out of cash. Moved around a little bit, met my wife in between, who is from Bolivia. And when the company I was with ran out of cash in 2008, one of the companies I was trying to close the strategic partnership with was in Spain, Barcelona. They pushed for us, for me, to move there, which we did for a while. Didn't quite work out. And my wife, at the time, when it didn't work out, my wife was pregnant with a third boy. I had twin boys already, who were young, one and a half year old twin
wow.
boys. My wife got pregnant with our third boy. And when it didn't work out in Spain, she wanted to be close to our family for a while. So we went to La Paz, Bolivia. And this is how I ended up being introduced to the CEO of ProcessMaker at the time. So it was my first stint in
Oh,
Bolivia with a ProcessMaker. And I left ProcessMaker after a year and a half. I loved it. I loved everything about that job, about what we were doing. But I felt like living in Bolivia was not how I wanted to raise my boys. My third boy actually was born in La Paz, Bolivia. So we went back to the US and been there ever since.
wow. What a journey. Well,
Yep.
I'm excited to dive into your background a little bit more. Maybe later on in the show, I want to dive into just kind of like the like how what you think your superpower is and questions more about yourself. But
Yeah.
let's give Process Maker a little bit of love. We'll switch gears a little bit. I've already kind of gave the audience a little bit of an intro. You guys are helping companies, manage skilled workers using AI and kind of automate everything. maybe you can explain a little bit more. Like, what problem are you guys actually solving? Like, what do you guys actually do, and how do you guys make money?
Sure. At the beginning, so ProcessMaker was founded on the principle that there was always a better way. There was always an automated way to deal with repetitive and manual tasks. So they built a platform that would do workflow automation, and this platform has evolved over the years. And most of the processes that we automate. I mean, we can automate, some of the basic processes: HR, onboarding, vacation request, and we're in different industries, so it can vary from very simple HR stuff to very complex manufacturing, coordination, orchestration of different tasks between different people, different departments, and so on. So we moved into the mission critical process automation, and a little thing happened in 2023 called OpenAI with ChatGPT and understanding on contextual information in ways that was not available before. And we just integrated it, actually. We started integrating it in our platform at the time. And just released last week, our first version of our application with AI built in. The reason why it's so, as far as I know, I could be wrong. I'm here to toot my own horn a little bit, or my company's horn at least. We are the first one allowing you to basically describe a process, like design a new employee onboarding process. So text we will design the process for you. So it means that you, Simon, my mom, your mom, your girlfriend, anyone who has never learned about how to design a process, about gating, about any of the BPMN 2.0 nomenclature, they can have a process basically designed for them in seconds. It's just, going from reserved from only a few people who are learning how to design a process to democratizing it to getting about anyone being able to be the process. So that's what our platform can do now that it couldn't do before.
I think AI has has revolutionized a lot of industries: process making, content creation, video production, audio editing. So many things that you used to have to go to school for and have years of training can be done in just a snap of a finger, which is scary for a lot of people unless you learn to embrace it. If you embrace it, then you won't have to. It's kind of like back then when we had to use typewriters. If you continue to use typewriters thinking that I will never be replaced, and you never learned Microsoft Words, you never learned how to use a computer, then you would eventually be replaced. But if you adapt and you evolve with the times, then you are irreplaceable, right? Essentially.
Pretty much.
So that's so cool. Let's get to know a little bit more about the company. How much money, did you guys raise any money at all?
Yeah, we raised about $45 million in 2021 from Aldrich Capital.
Aldrich. Okay, so that's your biggest investor.
Yes, they are our biggest investors. Yeah.
Do you remember what valuation it was? The 45 million was that?
45 million. $45 million.
It was at the valuation of 45?
No. This is what they invest in the company. I was not around for the valuation at the time. I just don't know that number.
You don't know? Okay, that's fine.
I don't know that number. Cool.
And what are you guys doing right now in terms of revenue? Just so we get a sense of.
I can give you a range. The $15 to $25 million. You're going to give me to get some hot sauce there? Yeah.
All right. Is everything? Oh, seriously? Oh, I think we got to do a shot of hot sauce. That is so unfair. I felt like that was a very honest answer.
I thought it was pretty honest. I don't know about this Sophia.
Yeah, Sophia, come on. We got to get Sophia on the show. She's making me do all these shots of hot sauce.
Maybe we should get her to get some as well.
She should, right? Cheers. I'm going up I'm going up to habanero, like the hotter habanero.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Damn.
Those bits of habanero. You know, Johan, let's just don't worry about getting fired. Just answer everything, and then we're good.
Yeah.
You know, just
Well,
like, you know.
it would suck to get fired just because I answered something I shouldn't. But okay, we'll try.
All right. So you guys are 15, 25 million, have raised $45 million, and you guys are doing a bunch of things. So you guys are predominantly B2B, right?
B2B. Yeah, B2B.
Tell us a little bit about your marketing channels right now. Like, what kind of marketing channels are you currently executing to ensure that you consistently get more and more clientele coming through the door?
So we are worldwide, right? So we are leveraging digital heavily, and we work with advertising platforms, Google, LinkedIn, are two main platforms that we leverage through a software solution called Metadata. We do some Facebook as well. I really like to have everything under one roof if I can. Makes reporting a lot easier. We do a lot of events, more of them digital, a little more flexibility, a little less costs, a little more flexibility. That not only for us but for the audience. But we do also in-person events, shows, or specific industry specific events where we'll be able to meet our target audience.
Okay, my mouth is on fire. Oh my God.
I don't feel awesome right now, so I'll try not to answer.
Yeah. Oh man. So Google, LinkedIn, Facebook. Interesting that you're using Facebook. So between Google, LinkedIn, and Facebook, and on the paid ad side, which of these is your number one, number two, and number three in terms of ROI?
In that order: Google, LinkedIn, Facebook, because it's never it's always you have to kind of saturate the airwaves, right? You have to be able to hit people through different platform. And by the way, we use these channels and we complement with this advertising channels. They come to complement the outreach that the SDR team that I manage is doing. Okay. We leverage intent data as well. So if you are looking for something around automation, so let's say Simon from Google is going to go on our website. I'll see that someone from Google went on our website, and we'll try to remarket to you through LinkedIn and through Facebook to basically build familiarity with our brand. And then the second layer is when our SDRs are going to try to reach out to you and ask you about the project you're working on. That's basically how it works.
Right. And obviously with third-party data is really hard or impossible to track now. Are you guys, like, what is your RevOps stack looking like? Like, what do you guys use to track all your first-party data?
Sure. Well, we don't. So, I mean, third-party data is awesome. But third-party data is also useless if it's not combined with other data. So our tech stack is, so we use we have Salesforce, ZoomInfo, Qualified, GA4. So Qualified is our messenger, messaging bot, if you will. Where
is it AI powered?
It is AI powered. But actually the idea that I had when I implemented in my previous company is I really wanted to be able to have human to human interactions. Think of it as, if someone comes on your website is your store. So someone is in your store, you're not going to try to reach out to them once they have left your store and try to sell them whatever it is that you had in your store. You'll try to engage them when they are in. The
That makes
challenge
a lot
that
of
you
sense. Yeah.
have, yeah, the challenge that you have when you have quite a lot of traffic is, should I engage with everyone that is on my website, or should I engage only with the people that I think are a good fit with our ICP, ideal customer profile? So Qualified is a very good tool that leverages metadata, firmographics data, to tell you this person is from this domain and they are looking at these pages and they are basically looking into this type of information. Then my SDR team will try to engage with them when they are on our website and ask them,
Mm.
see that you're on our pricing page. Is there any specific question that you have that we can answer for you? So we are leveraging automation for people who don't want to talk to anyone. Basically asking them what it is that you're looking for and trying to guide them in their search, if you will. But whenever we think it's the right person, we'll try to engage with them and try to answer their questions live and set up a meeting with them if it makes sense.
Wow.
So,
And so what about the rest of the leads that are not your ICPs, or that the platform does not detect as ICP? Do those leads, or less qualified leads, do they get passed over to like AI bots? And only the high quality ones go to your SDRs? Is that how it works?
you can choose. So you can choose what is. So you can choose how many people or where they are from will be presented. What Qualified call an experience, and they will go through this experience, and they could decide to ping one of our team members. And our team members, we don't always know who is on the other end. We'll try to answer the question the best we can. And that's brand building as well. I always tell them is, whether it's a student or whether it's Simon's mom, I don't care. They have a question, try to answer. And ultimately, if we are not a fit, let them know that we're not a fit, but try to help them in their searches. But it's the percentage of people engaging with you through a bot is not super high. But you still have to make sure that you focus your team on the right type of interactions. So this is where we are trying to optimize the amount of people we interact with on a daily basis, if you will.
Wow. What else in your tech stack is AI nowadays? So you got your bots.
Yeah, we have this. We have different intent data. So Qualified gives us first party intent, so people going directly on our website. We also use Bombora for third-party intent. So I know what type of topics this specific domain is looking at. And we see that when they are coming on our website. So we see people who are looking at business process automation, which is the platform that we offer. We are seeing the type of competitors that they are looking at, because we are tracking their brands as well. So we can be pretty specific in the way we'll engage with you based on your intent. We're using G2 intent as well. So first party intent, they come on your website. Second party intent, G2. Third party intent, Bombora. We use SalesLoft. So whenever we are seeing some intent from a domain, we'll try to reach out to these people through the SDR team. My job as a CMO, my team does the one-to-many. So we are trying to get as many people aware of our brand and as many people as possible who are interested in automation aware of our brand. And then we'll try to get a one-to-one interaction with our SDR. So the SDR they are the tip of the spear, if you will. They are the ones who are going to do the human-to-human interaction. They are the one personalizing the interaction and trying to get the meeting set for our sales team.
Right, and your guys' role is to make sure that you guys throw a net and then pick out all the right fishes so that they can eventually choose that fish to
right fishes, right industry, right spot. So if you're thinking about sonars, is we're trying to figure out where the intent is at, and then we are going to target these companies with advertising, specific people in this company with advertising. And everyone is important in a company, but I'm not going to sell to the janitor team. Very unlikely they will ever work our stuff, right? So we're trying to go with the people who are mostly in ops, or the CF, the ones who are part of the CFO group, the IT group, VP of IT, CIO, CTO, operation directors or higher levels, and hopefully the message that we will use, because it should be contextually relevant, will catch their
Yeah.
attention. And if it catches their attention enough, they come on our website, and then we try to engage with them. And if they don't, our team will reach out to them. We use SalesLoft as a cadence tool. Outreach, SalesLoft, are big ones. We use SalesLoft, and you keep spinning the machine. Go after intent again and again.
Yeah. So talk to us a little bit about the events now. So we talked about PPC. You use 3 different channels.
Yep.
You also do online events and in real life events. Talk to us about how you think about events nowadays in 2023. Which of these events do better? Which one has a better ROI and show up rate and all that?
So when you are a company like ProcessMaker, you are not the coolest kid in the room. You are not the biggest brand. You are not the baddest brand. But what we do better than everyone else is we are going to work with you specifically for you. You have this snowflake bad connotation for a snowflake lately, but everyone feels like they are a snowflake. Everyone is special. And what people want to do when they work with us is they want to feel like we have a solution that will be adapted to their specific needs. Whatever I did for Thermo Fisher or Coca-Cola is not going to apply for Procter & Gamble or other or smaller companies we're working with, right? So they want to feel like we're doing it that way. So what we try to do more so that with event right now is, so prior to my joining the company back in it was almost a year ago in September, they did a lot of industry events, thought leadership, where we were one of many. We do some of these, but we do less of these now. And when we do this, we do an event within an event, where we will literally invite to dinner a bunch of the people we think are a good fit with us, and we'll introduce them to some of our customers, some of the people who have worked with us, and talk to them about what it is that we do. So we'll invite 20, 25 people to an event or a dinner where we'll be able to talk to them more one-on-one than in a show at a booth where you have just a few minutes to catch someone's attention. So we're doing more of these. The other events that I do more of now is when I look at a new technology, I always want to hear from someone who has gone through the same buying process as I am going through right now. So we started just last month doing some webinar with our customers. Now, it doesn't sound groundbreaking in many ways, but it's not something that we were doing on a regular basis. Actually, we just had one today, or we were about to have one today with Drake University, a company that we're working with. And we are changing the subject of this webinars. It could be a different industry, a different department, a different person. And the subject is, how did you come about looking into automation? Why did you pick ProcessMaker over the other players? What did you like? What didn't you like? What don't you like about ProcessMaker right now? What were the hurdles that you went through? What were the things you were unaware of that you would warn people of? So we are asking all of these questions so that it's actionable stuff. So that, my goal is never to try to get you to buy something you're not going to be happy with. You're not going to be pissed. You wasted money. I wasted time and money and resources. It's a bad deal for everyone. So we want to be as transparent as we can be about what we have done for other people, and hopefully target people who are similar to them as prospects and be, look, we have worked with them. We put them live. You can ask them questions if you want to. And I will keep offering this. We're going to do probably 2 or 3 every month for different industry with different people. So that's what we are leveraging more of now.
That's amazing. Yeah, I find that the authentic conversations are so important, and a lot of people are looking they're craving for this authenticity. Enough of the filtered talk, enough of the, edited and preemptive thoughts. Like this whole conversation, just so everyone's aware, Johan and I, we spoke probably for like 20, 25 minutes, around 12 questions that will take up. Actually, I've only gone through 2 minutes of this. The rest of the 26 minutes have just been off the cuff and just improv, just on the spot conversations. And I think that is what we are craving for as humans. Just enough of the filtered stuff, which is what all these, like, Instagram, Facebook, they kind of trained us to be more filtered and
Sure.
looking good and all that stuff, when really a lot of life is not good. It's not pretty. A lot of life is not pretty. And I kind of want to show that through the hot sauce, which
Sure.
unfortunately we only took 2 shots of hot sauce so far. So I think my questions are a little bit too easy, but yeah, no, I love that. Yeah, I love that.
And remember too, the reason why we do this is you won't trust me. I work for that company. I'm biased. I'm aware that I'm biased. Even if I want to educate you, even if I want to be authentic, even if I want to be truthful about what I tell you, I'm not going to tell you we suck. Well, I'll tell you if we are not a good fit for you, or if we didn't do a good job for a specific implementation, because I know in the long term it's not going to work out. But third-party validation is what works out best. So why shouldn't I put my customer on the pedestal and let them talk about what we have done for them, rather than trying to convince you or convince anyone that they should buy our process solution.
Amazing. So you do 3 of these a month. What about
that's the goal.
Okay.
That's the goal. We have done 1 so far, 1 in July, 1 in August. We'll do 2 in September. And the goal is, because I want to do some that are very specific, where we are designing, we are highlighting or processes that we implement for a specific department or a specific company. Yeah. But I also want to have some thought leadership, where why should we care about AI? Why should we care about the fact that now people can query our application with natural language? It's super important, because you can interact with our application now in ways that you couldn't just 2 weeks ago. You can say, just show me all of the cases that are outstanding. Show me all of this. Show me all of that. We couldn't do that before. Now,
that's amazing.
Oh, it's incredible. That. It's incredible.
I love that. Talk about thought leadership. Cisco is investing, I forget the number now, but they're investing millions of dollars, between probably close to $5 million in training their employees, and especially their senior leadership, to be more thought leaders, more like thought leaders. And it's just so good for the brand, right? Because whenever one of your employees posts something and they can reach 2,000 eyeballs about your company, that's almost free marketing. And a lot of companies are investing into it. I started a little bit late. I didn't start until last November, but it has reaped so much benefits just in the last 11 months. And it's helped me grow my podcast and everything. And all the things that you're doing for the webinar is going to be, it's going to be shown, out there in the world. Right. Correct. So it's going to be amazing. No, I love that.
Yeah, that's the idea. We want to have content we can reuse. We want to have examples of what we have done, not in our words, but in the customer voice. Yeah.
How much are you guys spending right now in these channels? So like PPC events. What's the budget?
Oh man, I cannot tell you this.
I don't even need to talk to Sophie. I already know what we're doing already.
Sophia. Jesus.
Don't even talk to me, Sophie. I know what you're gonna say. Oh God. Who comes up with these questions? Seriously.
I don't know. They are bad questions, if you ask me. Cheers.
I know. Oh my God.
Oh, Jesus. And at least I'm not going harder and harder and harder and harder as you are. Man.
So tell me this. I've heard French people don't really eat spicy. Is that true?
I don't eat a lot of spicy food. Actually, my dad was from an island in the middle of the Indian Ocean where they eat spicy food, very spicy food. So, but I never really enjoyed it. When you told me about this, I don't know if I'm going to even being able to hold myself to the
There
standard
was
of this
there
show.
was an option, and I might do this moving forward. You let me know what your thoughts are. I'm thinking of having an option of hot sauce, um, a hard liquor, so like tequila or whiskey, or like a raw egg. Just pop a raw egg in your mouth. Just like give options. So it's a punishment for not answering, but it doesn't always have to be hot sauce. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, it might be a lot of fun when you get people to drink hard liquor. After 4 or 5,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to have the most hilarious
Conversations.
diatribes. Oh, it's going to be so authentic. It's not going to. Yeah, I don't drink alcohol, so I'll have to stick with the hot sauce. Raw egg, I don't know.
Oh, well, it'll be good too for the option, right?
Yeah, option is great, but your hot sauce, it's good branding. I think it's.
Mm.
I don't know. I don't like it, but right now, but
You'll like it afterwards. You'll like it
yeah,
afterwards.
yeah, it's
All
yeah,
right.
maybe.
Um, what about as a percentage of revenue? Usually, marketing is about 10%, five
Yeah,
to ten percent,
we're
give
higher
or
than
take.
that. We are higher than
All right.
that. Actually, yeah, we are higher than 10%. We are closer to probably closer to the 15-ish
15.
percent of revenue. I mean, it's all about growth, right? It's all about well, no,
Yeah.
it's not all
Yeah.
about growth at all cost anymore. But if you want to grow, you have to be known. No one has ever bought from a company they have never heard of. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
I think we're coming back. I think I think we're coming back to the era of brand awareness.
yeah.
Yeah, it just got my throat. It hit my throat.
I'm eating bread.
Um,
I'm cheating. I'm sorry. Yeah.
no, that's good. I don't have water, but like the last 7 years, 5 to 7 years is all about performance marketing. You got to show performance at every single level of the marketing spend. And
Yeah.
now with third party tracking and retargeting being more and more difficult, I think more and more brands are moving back to it's just about brand awareness. It's just about getting eyeballs. And then you got to track your first party data and convert that. That's what I've been hearing from a lot of CMOs and CEOs that come on the show. What is your opinion on that?
Yeah. I've been having these very tough debates about attribution. And I always tell people a story now, and I'll tell you the same
Yeah.
story. Um, how I met my wife. So I am from France. I live in Chicago. She's from Bolivia. She lives in Chicago. And we've been married now for 18 years. We have 3 kids. But if I had to attribute our meeting to anything, it would be very, very hard because we met at a birthday party in actually an Argentinian bar that was a mile and a half away from my apartment at the time. And I was
Okay.
invited. I knew the birthday girl, but the person who convinced me to go to that party is actually even the person who introduced me to my wife that night.
Oh,
Basically, he was really, come on, man, I need you to come to that party. I would love for you to come with me. He wanted me to be his wingman. And I didn't
yeah,
want to
yeah.
be out. It was January. It was cold. I just had come back from a vacation in Argentina, actually. And I was like,
Wow.
look, I like you, man, but so just for that story is so who would you see or which element would be the most important one in the story of me meeting my wife? Is it the email that was sent to all the people that were invited to the party? Is that the person who actually set up that party? Is it the bar where the party was held at? Is it the person who convinced me to go? The person
Mm.
who happened to actually introduce me to my wife later on, or the person who brought my wife to that party? Who is how? It's a journey. It always is, and it always will be. Which was most important? The party doesn't happen. My friend can convince me to go there. I never meet. I never meet my wife. It's so. It is a whole. You want to kind of measure it, but you have to be aware that there are things that you do not control. How do you measure
Yeah.
love? How do you measure attraction? Hell, I don't know. So the fact that you're trying to do that with marketing now makes it a very, very tough position to be in as a CMO, because you talk about CAC all the time: cost per lead, cost per acquisition, cost per opportunity, cost per this, cost per that. And yeah, you have to maximize your spend. But on the other end is, even if I'm a good match with you and I hit you at the wrong time, then nothing is going to happen. And that's
And
what
how
I
do you
talk
measure?
about.
How do you measure timing?
Exactly. This is why I'm so big on intent, right? And I explained that to my team when I first introduced them to intent: is try to sell me diapers today. My twin boys are going to be 15. My younger is 13. It doesn't matter how good of a deal you're going to give me. I'm not in market. I'm not going to buy. Your message could be perfect. Your promotion might be awesome, but you target the wrong person. So the only way I've seen I can maximize my spend, because I don't have millions of dollars to spend with the ProcessMaker, is by targeting intent as well as I can,
Which is mostly Google is the biggest for intent,
exactly,
like out of all platforms.
Exactly. Google is demand capture. You are targeting specific keywords at the time where people are doing a search. You are not disruptive. You are contextually relevant. But then when these people have come on your website, then you can retarget them and kind of tell your story, if you will, right? So you see that ProcessMaker is an automation platform, an intelligent automation platform. Then you see my name a few times, and I'll show you a case study that is related to the same industry you're in. I'll show you a webinar that was recorded on a person that has the same title as you have. So this is how we try to get people down the funnel from there. But
so, would you say Google is your top performing channel out of all the different channels that we talked about? Would that number one?
Yes, because it's also the most advanced when it comes to measuring the outcome of what you're spending. You can see how much you spend every day. You can see the keywords that do convert, the ones that do not convert. So you can add negative keywords. You can broad match, phrase match, exact match. This is something that you can control. When you do awareness, it's a lot harder. But you cannot do Google you cannot do search, or you could, but it's a lot harder without doing some level of awareness. Again, there's an acronym that I used pretty often. It's FFF. It's French Football Federation for the ones who don't know, but it's also fight friction with familiarity. If you're familiar with the brand, when something pops up in your mind that is tied to that brand, then hopefully you'll think about them when the need arises. So you have to balance awareness with demand capture, awareness and demand capture, and that's my day to day, week to week, month to month fight.
So you use LinkedIn and Facebook for demand capture. You think Facebook is pretty good with that?
Actually, we'll do awareness and demand capture with all, but we do mostly demand capture with Google Ads. We will do some awareness with LinkedIn, but we'll also do remarketing with LinkedIn. And Facebook, because you can target people, you can be pretty specific. I want to go after people who are just in San Francisco, who are within 2 miles of a specific location for an event, and with that specific message for which they have had intent in the last 10 days on. You can do these things now relatively well. So
LinkedIn is actually pretty good. I think LinkedIn is getting better and better at that.
And they're actually their new updated algorithms for advertising is getting better and better. They are learning from Google actually on this one. for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, no, it's very, very good. Facebook, on the other hand, I've heard we've recorded over 65 episodes. I would say only 90 or 95% of our guests still use Facebook for
Mhm.
for brand awareness. You're one of the very few. Talk to me a little bit about your experience with Facebook and how you're seeing Facebook evolving as an ad platform.
It's on and off, but you have billions of people on Facebook, and you have a lot of firmographics data on these people on Facebook, and the overall cost per click used to be very very cheap. Then it went way too high for a while, and it has gone down.
Now it's gone down.
It has
Yeah,
gone down because it didn't work out as well. So
yeah,
the advantage of you can never think of this as it's not. It's like when you go after a company, you cannot talk to only one person.
yeah.
You have to multi-thread, and same thing with advertising. You can't advertise only through one channel because these people might not be on that specific channel you are advertising on. So the ones that you are not capturing on LinkedIn, you might capture on Facebook, and the one that you have captured on Google, you'll try to recapture them or remarket to them on LinkedIn and on Facebook. So when I do awareness, you can define a specific audience you want to go after. Well, only people with these titles in this location who have expressed interest. We use metadata for this. We use in these type of companies and who have this type of seniority. So it's not like I'm going to advertise to 4 billion people on Facebook. I will advertise only to audiences that are predefined as my target audiences, my ICP audiences. So if we see some clicks, we know that there is some level of interest in the message that we give them. Because we usually target intent, there is I almost all of our ads have some layer of intent built in,
Mm,
whether it's third,
okay.
second, and first. So I usually try to do first and second. Actually, first,
Yeah,
second, and third is best. As I saw them on my website, they were on G2, and we're seeing that they have some intent in Bombora. Then we'll use all of this,
yeah,
right? We're
for
going to
sure.
target
Yeah,
them first, but then we'll go
yeah,
after first party intent and or second party intent. And the least qualified, if you will, is the segment that has only third party intent. But
yeah.
then only a specific title, specific seniority, or within specific companies or specific geographies. So you can maximize your spend when you do it that way.
What percent of people actually put their seniority and company on Facebook, though? Because I certainly don't have it on my Facebook
Not a lot, but
profile.
which you can tell which industries they are from. There are some who are putting their
Really?
job. They will put the company they are with. So based on this, it could be that some of this is outdated, right? And this is where you use a data scientist to basically extract data, double check the data, double check it against ZoomInfo. So you want to do some data wrangling and you want to do some optimization of your segmentation to make sure that you are not targeting a data source that is dirty, if you will. Do you have some
How
dirty
many
data? Sure.
how many data scientists do you have on your team?
We use third party. We have three actually
You have three.
that at ProcessMaker that we have access to. Yeah, and
Cool.
that's if you are a CMO today, you do not have a data scientist, you are not going to be a CMO for very long.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like nowadays, third party data is not. It was already not reliable 5 years ago. Now it's really become not reliable. So you
Yes,
you
but this
need
is
you need
why
second and first party data.
exactly. This is why you have to overlap this. You cannot rely on just third-party data to make it work. And by the way, we do third-party data also through ZoomInfo intent. So we have kind of
Yeah,
four sources. So when we see an overlap, it's kind of GPS, right? You kind of triangulate as much as you can.
yeah,
And when I started doing this, I started doing that actually 4 years ago with another company I was with called MediaFly. When I just targeted intent, third-party data, I'm doing something wrong. And I kept thinking about
yeah,
it over and over. It's just bad data that I'm working with. Then I started realizing that I could combine data sets. I got a data scientist to work on it, and magically our CTR starting increasing. Our conversion started increasing.
Wow.
It was, well, clearly we're doing something right. So I kept doing it, and yeah, it worked out well.
Okay, so now we're moving over to a new segment. I did not tell you about this, I don't think. I'm going to tell you 3 jokes that are related to business or some kind of, dad jokes, funny, just dry jokes. I'll tell you 3. If you don't laugh at all 3, I will take a shot. If you laugh at any of them, then you take a shot of hot sauce. Okay?
Okay, I'm not going to freaking laugh. I can't take it anymore.
I think you have a pretty stoic face. I think you're not going to laugh. So I'm going to tell you the first one. Okay. Okay. First joke. I love to tell dad jokes. Sometimes he even laughs. Did you get that?
I did.
I think. Oh, okay. This is going to be a tough one. All right.
I'm not laughing. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. What does Beethoven? Beethoven, the composer. What does Beethoven do in his grave? He decomposes.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay. All right. I'll give you a way out. If you don't laugh at this third one, then we'll do it together. We'll do the shot together. Okay.
Fair.
This last one. All right. I'm writing a book about glue right now, but I'm still stuck on the first chapter. All right. So we'll do this one together. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. I think I might have lost you, but cheers. How was that sauce?
Hot. I don't.
You said you weren't gonna laugh. You said you weren't gonna laugh. We made you laugh.
Yeah, the decomposed Beethoven got me. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. All right, so we're about to wrap up. We got a few minutes left, and what I like to usually do in the end is just to kind of get to understand you, Johan, a little bit. For the people that stayed all the way to the end, they listened to your backstory for your business. They learned about what you do for work. If they made it all the way through to here, they're very interested in your background as well. Tell us a little bit about your background. Like, what was family life like growing up? What were you like as a kid? And did you always know that you were going to be a CMO? Like, were you always very, marketing and business focused? Tell us a little bit about your backstory.
Yeah, my backstory is I was a soccer nut. I wanted to be a professional player. Just didn't have the talent for it. In school, like everyone else, I didn't know what I wanted to do when I grew up. I still don't know what I want to do when I grow up. I'm interested in a lot of things. I like to understand how things work, and I think one day I was a scientist. In France, you take different paths when you are in high school. It's either science or literature or more the economical path. I took science, and I love chemistry. And when I went to the university to study chemistry, that was my physics and chemistry. My mom was asking me, "What do you want to do when you're a scientist?" And I told her, I don't know if it translates well, but I basically told her I didn't want to do research. I wanted to find solutions to problems. That's what I'm passionate about. I want to solve problems
Okay.
that maybe others have not been able to solve. Take different angles to attack a problem that someone else has failed or couldn't solve before. That's what I love doing. And my path was never to be a CMO. Actually, I am an accidental marketer in every sense of the way. I happened to have my first marketing role when my CEO came in my office, and I was doing new product development. I was working with companies to develop consumer electronics devices. And he came in my office. We had just let the director of marketing go, and he was, I want you to lead marketing going forward. And my answer was expletive. I don't think so. I don't do arts and crafts. That's not my thing. And he was,
wow.
I think your scientific mind, your data driven. I think it's going to be something that will be a good fit with.
And what year was this?
It was actually in 2015. So he was.
That was perfect. It was a good time.
Exactly. I think he was a very sharp guy. One of my smartest friends, for sure.
Really good foresight, because what happened after 2015, everything moved to data. Absolutely. And now it's more and more moving to data. So Absolutely. He had really good foresight for that.
And I got lucky. Basically, he knew me well. He had hired me twice. He told me that you are the only friend I will ever hire. But he hired me twice and knew that my skill set would match what was happening with the space. He didn't foresee, though, that software, all of these things would just scale so quickly. Exactly. Yeah. And I ended up enjoying it because of how fast things move. And I'm curious. I want to know how the sausage is made always. And there is nothing more frustrating than not understanding how a platform you are using is working. So I get my hands dirty. Not enough lately for some of the things that I'm working with, but whenever I can, I get my hands dirty so that I can help my team and I can challenge whoever is in front of me saying, you can't do this or you can't do that, where I know I can't.
I think one of the hardest things for CMOs, and I would love to hear your thoughts, as you get more and more to the role, the balance between getting your hands dirty and executing versus 10,000 foot level and strategy. Constantly balancing between the two. You can't go 100% in strategy because then you don't know what's going on down below, but you can't get too into the weeds because then you can't think strategically, because in order to think strategically, you got to be very high level.
Correct.
That is the biggest challenge for CMO, especially now in 2023 with AI. So many tools coming out with AI that's revolutionizing every single part of the marketing engine. What are your thoughts on that, and how are you preparing for the next couple of years?
But it depends on your team. It's all about you being a good manager, right? Ultimately, if you are a CMO who has a very good team, and you want to hire people who are smarter than you, always, right?
Always.
You get them to fill the gaps, your gaps, and you have to be very aware of all those gaps, even if you don't want to admit it more often than not. But it very much depends on your team. If they are not capable of doing it, and you can't find anyone who's going to do it, then you dive in and you get them up to speed on it, and you support them to be successful with the tools that you want them to use or with the strategies that you want to implement. But I would hire someone who has the experience of trying to get them up to speed. I did that. I love doing it, but it takes so much time that you end up not having this 40 feet view of the things that you want to implement. So this is the lamest answer possible. It depends on the team that you have. Are they seasoned marketers? Are they curious? Are they technical enough? And I think all companies, all departments, all teams have to be run based on this. I have another acronym because I love them. T and D: people, processes, technology, and data. If you don't have the right people, you don't have the right processes in place, you are not using the right technology, and you don't know how to use data, you are going to fail. So the ones that you hire have to be comfortable with this. They have to be people. They have to be able to work in a team. They have to understand processes, because when you have a process, you can optimize it. You can see what works from what doesn't work.
Processes.
When you use process, when you use technology, it can raise your level of efficiency. You can be more efficient and more effective. I had actually it was not contentious in interaction with one of my team members, but I told them last year, you have to use Jasper AI. Hell no, I'm a writer.
I'm a writer.
They will never replace humans. No, it will enhance you. You're going to produce more and better content over time. I don't want Jasper to write the content for us. I want Jasper to help us produce better content and more of the better content going
faster.
Forward.
Yeah,
exactly. And he was super skeptical. After trying it, he was, oh my, and I made it a requirement. After he didn't try it for a while, I was, look, the next 3 blogs, you're gonna work with Jasper on it. It's not negotiable. He did it, and he was, wow, I'm blown away. So you see there, I wasn't the person who went and mastered Jasper, but based on all of the feedback that I got from other CMO, other people that I knew it was a great tool. I know it was the tool for us to use. And I told him, go ahead and now master it. And he did. So at times you are a manager, and at times you get your hands dirty and try something new. When it's really new, really advanced, I will try to do it myself, because I hate putting my people in a position where they're going to fail, or they feel that they are going to fail. I'm okay failing.
Yeah.
They are going to can me. That's part of my DNA to take risks anyway. So when it's really, really new and I really, really don't know, like when I was trying intent, I did it myself with a data scientist. Now I would tell them what to do, because I've done it already once.
With our team, when ChatGPT first came out, I obviously wanted to learn it, and I obviously wanted my team to all learn it as well. Mm-hmm. So what we did was we did a team competition. Everyone had a different task of testing out ChatGPT, and then we would do like a kind of a talent day. We all presented what we learned, and then we gave out prizes for whoever came up with the best ideas, and we made it fun. We made it fun as well. We always play games whenever we do these kind of things. So we're laughing, we're drinking together virtually. Just like keep the mood light and fun. Like this is something that we want to be doing, not something that we have to do.
Right.
And so and that was kind of how but also my team is really young. They're like 20 to 24 years old.
Yeah.
So
and this is where you have to be more of a mentor. You have to show them how to do it, because they don't know where to start. And this is the balance that you have to strike every time. You have to be aware of the level.
It's hard.
The level of expertise people have on your team, and where you're going to have to do it yourself, and where you can offload to someone else.
Yeah. Well, Johan, I feel like we can talk for hours and take countless shots of hot sauce if we wanted to.
No, not that. No, I don't want to do that anymore.
Except for not the second part, but I feel like we can talk for hours. We'll definitely got to get you back for round 2. We'll try to figure out something. If it's not hot sauce, maybe something else. We'll figure out something else to keep it fun and keep it light. But fantastic conversations. Love your experience. Love your background. What's the best place for our listeners to kind of keep in touch with you? Like, do you use a lot of social media? Like, are you active anywhere?
Yeah, LinkedIn is, ping me on LinkedIn. Connect with me on LinkedIn. Just don't pitch slap me after you ping me on LinkedIn. I'm going to ignore you. That's all it is. But you want to chat about what I do? Yeah, you want to learn about the tools that I use, and you want me to show you what we're doing. I will share everything I know, and happily, if it can help you in your own job.
Awesome. Well, Johan, thank you so much. We'll definitely get you back for round 2. Appreciate your time, and we'll chat soon.
Same. Thanks, Simon.
Hey, hope you enjoyed that episode. I know I did. My mouth was burning on fire for about 30 minutes there. So I had to take a quick break before I recorded this. But I really just wanted to say thank you for tuning in. Most of us work at home nowadays, and we're all just in our pajamas, in our t-shirts, and in our hoodies. It just feels really fun and really light. And that's the kind of vibe that I'm trying to give. If there's anything that you want to add into the show, new segments or new topics to talk about, feel free to throw it into the comments below. Thank you so much again. Would not be here without your support. Until next time, peace out. Hope to see you soon.